Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, November 23rd, 2024. So, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And what did you think?
Well, just looking at it before I solved it, it was quite daunting.
Mm-hmm.
It looked hard.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny how sometimes you just look at a puzzle and you think, well, that's going to be hard.
Right.
And I don't know if it was the diagonal lines or what, or the lack of black squares, but it just looked hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked on it for 40 minutes, and I had 8 answers, and I didn't even know if all of them were right.
Really?
Yep. So then I put it away, did some other stuff, and I got it back out before I went to bed, and I got it almost all filled in, but it wouldn't solve. I did get it all filled in. It wouldn't solve. And I knew where the problem was, but I was just too tired to figure out what was going on. So I went to bed, got up in the morning, and took a look at it, solved it in 10 seconds.
Wow.
So I spent about a little over an hour on it. But for most of it, I didn't get any answers at all. But I've discovered something with these Friday and Saturday puzzles. I can always seem to get things at the bottom of the puzzle. And it's so weird. I was in the bottom right corner, 37 down, kind of right on the edge there, the right corner. And it said, holiday character with a button nose. Well, I knew that was Frosty the Snowman. That's a lyric in that song. And so I got Frosty. And then the next one over, 36 down, get something through hard work. I knew that was earn it because we've had that before.
Oh, okay.
And so I had those two, and then that whole corner just magically filled in. And so then I worked up from there into the middle and then over to the left side. And I bet I filled out that bottom in about 10 minutes. After I spent 40 minutes getting nothing. And then once I got that Frosty one, then it just took off, and then I just kept working up. And I finally ended up at 8 across, which was superficially attractive. And I thought it was glossy.
Oh.
But then it didn't seem to work for 8 down or 9 down, because for 20 across, I had bonkers. I put nutty.
Oh,
First I put batty. Then I thought, no, that's not working. Then I put nutty. And so I couldn't think of 9 down, had the Y, and it was winner of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor in 2014. I had ENY. So I thought, well, deny.
that famous comedian, Deny.
But in the morning, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, if that's nutso, then that would be Jay Leno. And that made a lot more sense. And so then also 8 down, which was Ganga?
I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It looks like ganja, because there's a J in there.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, me neither.
But I had the GRA and then TS. So I'm like, rats? I didn't know. But once I put nutso in, it was like grass. I'm like, oh, that must be a word for marijuana or something.
Oh.
So anyway, solved it in 10 seconds.
Wow.
So everything else was all right.
Well, great.
Yeah, it actually turned out to be kind of a fun solve once I got for the first 40 minutes of not getting hardly anything.
Well, that's very interesting, because I tore through this, and I could not believe how quickly I did it.
How fast did you do it?
In about 23 minutes.
Wow.
I mean,
that was me yesterday. I tore through yesterday's about that time.
I mean, Saturdays are usually tough. This is Ryan McCarty's 24th Saturday crossword.
Wow.
And I think he has a reputation for making tough ones.
Well, I found it tough.
But, okay, I was looking at wordplay, and a lot of people were not, maybe, it's hard to tell what percentage, but some people were definitely reporting that they thought it was straightforward, as they say.
Oh, uh-huh.
And again, it's what you know. If you're lucky, like for example, 17 across, reclusive emperor who succeeded his father Augustus. I had it starting with a T, and I had the B of robust, 3 down, the full-bodied as a wine, and so I thought it's Tiberius. So right away, I've got an important answer in the middle of that corner, and I found that in a couple of places. Just like I know you laughed when I said this the last time, but I lucked out, and so
I didn't laugh.
Oh, you didn't laugh this time, but I do recall you did the last time. 32 down, nocturnal flyer with a distinctive screech was barn owl.
Right.
And I know that thanks to The Hobbit.
Oh.
Screech once like a barn owl and twice like a something else.
Oh.
So I just knew barn owl. But the clues were good.
And there were some that were kind of, kind of cryptic. But when you got them, it was sort of funny. Like, 31 across. Bad person to take a cue from. Pool hustler.
Yes.
I thought that was very funny. And,
How about 14 across? Romance language? I love you.
Yes. Yes, that was good too. But yeah, I thought there were some very, very clever clues.
There was one that I should have known. 19 across. Immature pigeon was a squab.
Yes.
I had most of it, and I wasn't sure how to end it because the B came off of 5 down. Disney Channel pal of Phineas Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
When I first saw that, I was thinking of Phineas like Phineas Fogg in Around the World in 80 Days. And it's just like, I can't remember what the pal of Phineas Fogg was. And then it dawned on me, they're talking about the Disney Channel.
Right.
Wrong Phineas.
Phineas and Ferb. That was one of our kids' favorite cartoons.
Really? Okay.
Oh, they loved that. 50 across I thought was funny too. Common crab covering. And so I was thinking, like sand or shell or something. Turned out to be Old Bay, which of course is a spice they put on seafood.
Thank you for explaining that, because I had no idea what was happening there. The crosses looked right. Although I didn't know 42 down. CNN anchor Bash was Dana.
Dana. Or Dana, I think she was.
Dana?
Dana Bash.
And somewhere, speaking of anchor, we had 40 down was anchor. And actually the clue was anchor EG, and the answer was racer.
Right.
I thought that was pretty deep. And I found 38 across quite interesting. North Blank Sea, body of water since the late 1980s, ARAL.
Right.
And I'm like, what? And so apparently the ARAL Sea was once the one and only ARAL Sea, but then the Soviets, way back when, cut off some rivers, and so it gradually shrunk, and it split into the North ARAL Sea and the South ARAL Sea. So that's why it became a body of water, because they had to give different names to the different parts of it.
I see.
Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Let's see, 23 across was Hearty Kiss was a bus,
Right.
B-U-S-S. Not to be confused with a bus, B-U-S.
Right.
And then we had, I'm sure you got this one immediately, 28 across, one of football's Kelsey brothers, Jason.
Jason, yes. Not Travis.
Because Travis would not have fitted.
Nope.
Sort of like Travis, who seems like a very large person who doesn't look like he fits anywhere.
He's a big guy.
Even in crossword grids.
But so is Jason. So.
We had 11 down, private rejection, and it was sir, no, sir.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was very funny.
I've heard that said so many times, I can even feel the pacing of it. Sir, no, sir. Let's see, we had bootlicking sorts, yes men for 13 down.
Yep.
And I wasn't sure about a 10 down. Condition that may be treated with cognitive behavioral therapy for short. I was thinking, okay, it's ADHD or maybe it's ADD, but it was OCD.
That's right.
Did you recognize that?
Yes, I did.
Cognitive behavioral therapy?
Right. Yes, I did.
Okay. I did not, but managed to figure out somehow.
Very good.
How about actress Garson with 7 Oscar nominations. Greer.
Yes, I knew
39 across. Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Another one I thought I liked was 29 across. I wouldn't count on it. That's a big if.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's a great phrase. I've never used that. That's a big if.
That's a big if. We had 15 down, 1995 crime thriller Name for a Line in Casablanca with the, and it was Usual Suspects.
Right. Round up the usual suspects.
Right. Okay, well, I think that's probably it for this crossword.
Okay.
By Ryan McCarty.
Well done, Ryan.
Well done, Ryan. And it is Saturday, however.
Yep.
Which means it's time for JAMCOTWA, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we go back through the crosswords of the week, reminisce, judge, debate, and try and pick what we deem to be the very best crossword of the week. And this week we picked... Friday. What a splendid Friday was. You want to talk about it?
Well, I think we should both talk about it.
Okay.
So I thought it was great. And like I was saying earlier, I kind of breezed through it, which really made me happy because I never breeze through a Friday. But this one, I guess I just lucked out, as you so mentioned earlier.
Serendipity.
But no, it had some wonderful clues, starting with one across, one who accepts all cookies policy, which was Santa. I love that one, and there were some other ones that were really good as well.
15 across, macronutrient grouping, AEIOU.
That's right.
That was pretty tricky. We had 20 across. Google's former motto, "Don't be evil."
Right.
Not sure if it was a debut. And let's see, the youngest artist to debut at number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100, 13 down, was Olivia Rodrigo.
Yep.
Good to see her in the grid.
That's right.
And we had, let's see, what else? 7 down. I'm still dazzled by that one. Creatures that sleep by taking hundreds of minute-long naps throughout the day. Ants.
That's right.
I think it would have deserved the JAMCOTWA just for that one clue and answer. That's one factoid that, and again, I did try and get students to fit into the grid there, but wouldn't work. Had to be ants. Anyways, it was a splendid crossword.
Yeah. I also like 4 down. Hey, the light turned green. Toot, toot.
Yes. Yeah.
Great clues. Great puzzle.
We have more along those lines. Actually, what you can simply go and listen to our Friday podcast if you haven't already, where we cover this crossword in detail. But this was by Sarah Sinclair and Raphael Musa. And so, Sarah and Raphael, thank you so much.
Yes.
As winners of the JAMCOTWA, if you are so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and include your shirt size. And we will have some lovely Northeast Wisconsin swag winging its way towards you in no time.
That's right.
And if anyone else wants to reach out, we're at the same address, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com.
Right.
That's it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yes.
We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of Sunday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.